Hello everyone and welcome back to more Summit America's action. We're going to be heading into match number 2 of this first best of 3s of the whole tournament. Leviathan taking on Union Gaming. We just witnessed Leviathan coming out on top, playing a very stellar Huskar, set up of course with your clockwork, a very, I don't want to say ambitious, but very nitty-gritty, rough, ruthless play style that seemed to come out for their edge. And we had a bit of pauses along the way, but nonetheless, we got our first game concluded, and we have to see what Union Gaming are going to be pulling out here to try to square this series back even 1-1. I'm KotLGuy, but I'm not alone. I got joined remotely my Maut brothers here. I got Maut by my side as my co-caster, and of course the one and only Maut Pax is our stats man. Maut, crazy game number 1. Leviathan bringing all the action. They get their win. What do we have to see from Union Gaming, though, to kind of, you know, get themselves back into the action?
I would have said not letting Winter Wyvern and Queen of Pain through, so that's a good start. But then they give away Leshrac, so that's pretty. That's like the hero that I would not want to give away. It's just so hard to ban out. Like, you have 2 bans, and you got thrashed so hard in the last game. There's a lot of heroes that did a lot of damage to you. And they let Leshrac through, and I think that's maybe not the right idea, but they have a Tusk, they have a Dazzle as well, so they have some survivability, they have some sustain. Definitely put more emphasis on keeping Fishbone alive. I understand that you saw maybe the Naga Tusk dual lane do some work earlier today in some other Pro Dota matches, but try to keep Fishbone alive, try to keep him happy. And then the Storm Spirit Abuser, he did a pretty good job mid. I think just if they have a defensive trial lane, they get some really good rotations in from the blue player, I think they'll be in an okay position. But for Leviathan, honestly, it just needs to be more of the same. Jenkins getting off to a fast start is definitely very important to their game plan because they didn't have that great of a time top lane. So it's shutting down, I think, the offlaner and making sure you get farm for Fishbone for Union Gaming. I think those are the 2 big points of emphasis, honestly.
Still, with even these top priority bans and pickups, you're seeing a lot of solid heroes that are just not being considered quite yet. First thing that pops in my head, Shadow Fiend. Could be something that Leviathan go for. Yeah, Shadow Fiend typically does a lot better on your Radiant side, so we could also see Union Gaming go for it. They do have the next pick, so they might hold off on that ban, and we could see Leviathan ban it out there. But I only think of possibly for Leviathan because they get this Earthshaker now, your strong defensive support who's very good as far as hiding in the dark, keeping your opponent guessing where he's going to show up, where he's looking to engage and kind of get the party started. And typically it's roaming around that mid lane and getting their +1, that early initiative. So we'll have to see if it's going to be the choice for them. Look at this, even a respect ban towards the Skywrath Mage, a hero who, in his heyday got first ban, first pick priority with him and Faceless Void. But just seeing it here, Union Gaming don't want to have to deal with it. They haven't banned the Pudge. Always have to casually throw out the possibility of a Pudge with Team Leviathan. In their more serious games, they don't seem to be going for it. But no, I think anyone would love to see it.
I think they'll probably pick Clockwork if they were going to end up... If they had a choice, I think they'd pick a Clockwork, which is still available, by the way. There's other offlaners as well. I think Pudge does work okay here because Tusk coming out of Snowball, Dazzle's pretty slow. Shadow Demon with Disruption, putting people under. You could try to hook out of that. It's hard because of the illusions. Pudge is fine. I mean, Jenkins is very comfortable on the hero, clearly, so why not just pick it and make it work for you? You have a game advantage anyways. That's probably not the mentality you want to be going for. Oh, we have a 1-game advantage. Let's just go crazy. But I don't think you or I would be complaining if they picked a Pudge here. I'm pretty sure that, or anybody for that matter.
When back at the qualifier, we saw Yellow Submarine, the Russian team that made it out from the open qualifier, go against Na'Vi. They picked a Pudge in a very important game. Against Na'Vi. It was the first time Na'Vi ever went against a Pudge on record, and they secured first blood. They were actually up and ahead for a good chunk of the game. It didn't work out in their favor later on, but it just goes to show that even against a team that is regarded as one of the best Pudge teams in the history of Dota, with Denny and his Pudge, you could still catch people off guard. So you really never know with a Pudge pick what to expect, because he also fills multiple roles. Typically in Puppet you'll see him mid lane, but Jenkins likes to do a jungle Pudge. He roams around, plays him as a 4. He'll play him off lane as well if necessary, and just kind of keeps your opponent in question. So we'll hope out and see if that's going to be the case. But for now, they're stepping off. They're going to commit early for their Shredder here, it looks like, and they're going to be going for the PL grab. Could potentially see a Koto in the near future. I'm certainly happy to see him in the prime, but we'll see.
I'm not sure KotLGuy works very well. I think it's probably fine, actually. I don't see any real issue with it. But PL is really good against Tusk. I think that's the primary issue here is that Tusk gets owned in the lane, and he gets owned in general by Phantom Lancer just based off of, you know, I have like a million illusions up. Which one are you going to Walrus Punch? Which one are you going to snowball into? You know, and not to mention that the hard dispel that is, of course, the Doppelganger is just such a good ability. And it's so hard to pinpoint that one particular PL and bring him down. And they're going to have to do it with a good snowball, maybe a good demonic purge. PL should be okay. He should be okay to farm. We'll see what they put with him in lane and this defensive trial lane. That's.
I'm feeling a Lina here. I don't know why for Union Gaming. Lina, Shadow Demon just have natural synergy together.
Yeah.
They still need that mid lane filled.
It's banned though. That's the problem.
Oh, that is a problem. I didn't happen to
That's a
look.
problem,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, this would be good. It's a good. I like how you're just like, yeah, you know what? That'd be a good idea, except for one little.
Well, I didn't notice it
thing.
until I looked at it. I was like, oh, it's actually banned.
Yeah, I just forget about the bans. I just try to think about what's a good fit here, and you know, oh, it would have been a good fit, but yeah, as you said, banned out. So they go for the Storm Spirit grab up here. Rolling, bopping all over the place. No silence picked up as of yet on the side of Leviathan. Still plenty of good options. Your Disruptor could be something that they could look for. Always good against your Storm Spirit. Something I like to get when I'm going against a pesky Storm.
5 seconds
I
remaining.
feel Storm could get. Honestly, I feel like he could get shit on with this Leshrac mid if he's not careful, man. That's early on. Storm is okay in a lot of matchups, but Leshrac thrives on like level 3, level 2 Lightning Storm, level 1 Split Earth. Like you'll get kills if you're heading those Split Earths. So, and Lightning Storm is such a spammable ability. I mean, so is Revenant and Overload, but the damage that you dish out with the Lightning Storm is even better. And then they go for the Lion, which is really good against Storm or Spike and Hex, obviously. Storm will have to get a Lincoln Sphere, or I think probably Lincolns or BKB at some point in this game. Maybe, and I don't think Eagles will work out particularly well. So I think Lincolns or BKB is an item choice that he'll have to pick up later on. Or Bloodstone might be able to keep him alive. We'll see.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate kind of a game when you're playing a Storm Spirit because he's a top priority grab for a lot of teams, so they commit to him early, and that allows your opponent, of course, to just build up an arsenal of ways to counter a Storm, which means you got to step off for that defensive item that you just hate to have to get, a Yules or a BKB. You want to be, you know, bringing in the kills, making blood happen all over the place. So you get like a Bloodstone to farm up a bit quicker, or an Orchid to just get those bits of picks, but when you're stuck in a position where you got to play very defensive, it's, you know, not where you want to be. And it could be a possibility here. You have great ways to stop his long engagement. Earthshaker is your combo breaker, could just lay out an easy fish from afar. And now with the Lion grab, 2 different ways to catch out this Storm. He jumps in, you get an easy Hex follow-up stun, all the meanwhile just sucking away all that delicious blue bar. It's gonna be a sticky game here for the Storm Spirits. So, you know, I'm curious to see what they're gonna do to anticipate the trouble that could be coming his way.
Well, they have a lot of defensive. Like, if you look at Tusk, Dazzle, and Shadow Demon, you have AoE Disruption and Snowball. You have Shallow Grave plus Weave, and you have Disruption. So if Storm is caught in a bad position, like if he gets hit by Split Earth, then all of a sudden you have him put under with Disruption. You have him graved if he is low in health before he gets disrupted, and then he zips out so that he stays alive. Although Shadow Demon could also set up Split Earths with Disruption as well. So it really comes down to Shadow Demon's play and how he uses his Q ability. Then they go for an Anti-Mage, which I think is a particularly good pickup because obviously there's a lot of spell damage coming out with the Leshrac. Some of that is physical with the Edict, but there is going to... I mean, Anti-Mage is very good against the PL as well. That's something to keep in mind. You have the Battle Fury. Anti-Mage peaks quicker than a Phantom Lancer will. So I think the Anti-Mage pickup is particularly what they needed for Union Gaming. But is it going to be enough is the question. We still don't know what Leviathan is doing for that offlane. Clockwork is still available, but there it is. They go for it. All right. All right.
Whoa.
Let's
okay.
go.
Very, very good. I'm hyped up. It was an inkling there. And Leviathan, they're ready to play. This is the Leviathan we have come to know way back at the Summit 2, a team that would pick it up time and time again. Many of their opponents are like, who cares? It's a Pudge. You know, Pudge isn't that good. Yeah, oh, they're running Troll before Troll was the cool thing to do. Oh, who cares? A Wraith King Radiance? Pfft, no way. Well, this team, they'll catch you with your pants down, and you'll be running into trouble. And we're going to see it here and now. The Jenkins Pudge picked up. And I'm looking forward to it, man. And as far as the last pickup for Union Gaming for Anti-Mage, I think you covered all points very, very well. Exactly everything I was going to be saying. You got your good counter to Lesh with his ridiculously big mana pool with your Mana Void, and he's a cleave candidate. Picking up almost always the Battle Fury will help out with the ridiculous illusion army that PL will be bringing forward.
Yeah.
He's just elusive in his own right. So as long as he's able to sidestep and get away from the potential of an early lockdown fissure and then anything that line brings, he should be in a good position. So, and both teams are anticipating a bit of a later game, which suits both styles very well. It's not like last game where one team is looking to get things done sooner than later. It seems like they're both going to be going for about the same fighting time frame. So I'm very excited about this one.
I think it's a coin flip, really. It comes down to who does well in lane, and I think most importantly is the supports and how they scale. And if you look at Leviathan supports, you get a blink dagger on either of these heroes, on both of these heroes, in fact, the Lion and the Earthshaker, and you're just going to go to town. Like, I mean, Shadow Demon is good, Dazzle's good, but they don't scale quite as well quite as early on. And I think those blink daggers are going to be the next level. We might have some bloodshed here over this 0-minute rune in the bottom rune spot. There is a pudge there, and the fear is already setting in. You know that feeling, man, when you're playing a pub game and you know there's a pudge, you don't have wards on the map, you don't know where he is, and suddenly a hook comes out of nowhere. That's the feeling that Union Gaming are feeling right now. They're like, I don't want to poo my pants just yet, but let's just make sure we have vision on the pudge here as much as possible.
He'll probably be doing or looking to do a lot of the same that we saw from the last game. This time he'll get the assistance, of course, from Zebra with the fissure block. Gets that wave under the tower, gets the early boost of XP so he doesn't have to overstretch himself. Union Gaming trying their best to slow down this, creep wave as much as possible. Both have put down some pretty damn good wards. You got Union Gaming with damn near the lane ward. They can see if Jenkins is trying to hide on the side or if he's looking for a long-range hook. And then Jenkins, of course, gets the vision of anyone kind of coming in from the side. Like right now, Monet on the Dazzle. He'll be able to keep tabs with them. Not close enough to block out the camp, but he's going to be content with this first early bit because you got to remember, once he gets level 3, puts 2 points into that meat hook, he can get a hook by the tower. Mid lane, though, early harassment coming out. They're going to get the Storm Spirit. Storm Spirit Abuser is going to give over first blood. Girl setup, it looks like, coming in from Zebra.
I think Shibby might have hit that split earth before the fissure came out. I looked away for half second and then I saw the action. I think I saw the split earth come out first, so it might have just been Shibby doing well. And I was going to mention, if Shibby didn't win this lane, it would all have been for naught, because they put up a high ground observer ward here. He had the lane equilibrium here as the creep wave got to the 0-0 or 0-30 or whenever it gets their mark, and I was thinking Shibby absolutely needs to win this lane with everything that's going on.
He gets his first hook of the game. It's going to connect on the Kaze. He's trying to turn the corner, but that disruption and the illusions will help keep the pressure back. I guess Jenkins feeling good. 1 for 1 on his hook catches so far. Already goes into the clarity.
Oh, he could get Kaze. He's sitting right next to the range creep. Monet will cancel up the clarity. I'm surprised Jenkins doesn't go for the Mangers. I guess they're a bit more expensive, but they seem to be... Those are pretty valuable on a pudge. But then again, I mean, that... Oh, disruption. The soul catcher. He's dead. Oh, the heal bomb comes out. The classic combo. The Dazzle heal bomb with, of course, the disruption onto the illusions and every other hero is sitting there. That is a lot of damage, and that's an easy kill on the Jenkins.
Doesn't matter how fat you are, that thing will rip you apart. The pure damage, plus those illusions, and the Animage being there, setting it up nicely, blinking in, cutting him off with a good body block. Jenkins goes down early, and is just trying to get to his level 2.5, so a good early lead-in from Union Gaming, at least in this bottom lane. We touch back towards the mid lane. Zebra still floating about. Shibby looking to utilize that advantage he got early on with the first blood. Harassing and trying to keep the Storm Spirit back. He's trying to get to level 4 while Leshrac already level 4.5. So up and ahead when you see the back end of this one, top lane Tusk trying to contest the pull through. Ends up getting in for a Rude Awakening. He ends up going down. Leviathan get the kill there as well.
I'm pretty sure Zebra is here throwing out the Fissure. I'm not sure if he connected on it. I didn't actually catch the kill, but like the farm is better for you in gaming, but they're making too many mistakes. They've died first blood with the Storm Spirit Abuser. And this is really where it's going to get pretty hard, I think, for the Storm Spirit. Shibby will catch up and I think do a lot more. He'll be able to get rune control now without having to have anybody really help him out because, of course, of Lightning Storm being level 2. He's got his level 2 Split Earth. And the damage coming out is going to be ridiculous. The Storm Spirit's backing up, making sure the Courier is not going to get caught out. He'll Bottle Crow quickly. Zebra is sitting on top of an Observer Ward. The Sentry is a little too far away to catch it. Almeida will back up smartly. This allows Shredder to continue to get CS in his own right. And that's great. But where's Jenkins? He's way back behind the tier 1 tower. He hooked a creep. That is a Satyr Banisher. What is... Oh, he's pulling!
Yep.
He's pulling! Oh my god! He pulled it from the freaking mid lane with a Satyr Trickster. Oh, it's sick.
You want to know how? Go search on YouTube. Jenkins has a full tutorial on every pull possibility in the jungle for your Pudge, whether it be Dire Side to the mid lane pull, or Radiant, two different options. You can also pull the mid lane there, and you can pull towards the bottom lane. That's probably the easiest of the three, but Jenkins, he has done this time and time again in perfection. And if he can't find a lane to farm, he'll make one himself, and he looks to be doing that Yao. And he gets to remain in the dark and keep his opponent guessing, where the hell did this Pudge go? And he'll surprise him and quickly be level 4, possibly level 5 in the near future.
That is a full creep wave just gone from the Storm Spirit. And that's his level 6 that could have been there. Instead, Chibi will have his level 6. That is sick. Jenkins is out of mana, though. Aomine is invisible. Oh, he has a... Oh, no, that's Aomine. Aomine has a mango. Bottom lane, Flying Zebra will spam out Fisher. He's level 2. That is rough. Yeah. This Earthshaker's not having a great time for now, but...
Sure would love to get that Soul Ring. At least you can continue to dish out those fissures. Oh, Kaze moves in, gets a disruption. It's a bit far out and away, so it just does the casual harassment and allows Fishbone to continue to maybe poke a bit at this tier 1 tower. So Zebra just needs to sit back, look to muscle together probably a Soul Ring so he can just continue to dish out harassing fissures to maybe bring in little bits of jingle farm, and eventually could get the dream of the blink deck.
This is what I was talking about, though, for Union Gaming, is making sure Fishbone has a free lane to farm in. And he has 37 last hits. He's got treads up. He doesn't have his Ring of Health just yet, but full treads at 5 minutes. This will transition nicely into that Battle Fury. Shredder, on the other hand, is only 27 last hits. He's down 10 CS to this anti-mage, so that's something to keep in mind. And AM, of course, gets online earlier than a PL does 99% of the time. So this is very important that Fishbone has the start. And even if they get a tier 1 tower as well, which is what they're doing, if they won't get denied. But there's the hook on Monet. They get up, that huge damage coming through, and the deny comes out. They didn't have the Grave up for the Dazzle, and that will be a kill, plus a denied tower. So a little bit more than they were looking for Union Gaming.
Solid grab for them, and in this top lane even, you see Nushim doing the pull through, and your Tusk, cheeky little play there, gets the snowball and take away the big Centaur. So he gets that fresh little easy pick for himself, and he's about 5.5 here. Looking to push to get that level 6 and get that Tusk punch ready to go, but every time he comes in the lane, he's welcome with that. A Spirit Lance to the face, and has to continue to be zoned back and kept at bay. And Nushim continues to thrive. He's in only a dual lane, so his Lion at level 5.5. So as soon as he gets his level 6, you know, really, that's just kind of the name of the game right now for a lot of these heroes. Level 6, we're going to see some serious fireworks. You're going to see the Finger of Death on, the Tuskar Punch, and then on the other side, Pudge will have his Bite, of course, ready to go. Earthshaker, Echo Slam. I mean, it's going to get pretty good crazy.
Aomine in trouble. They have the Shadow Wave. Doesn't heal much, but great rotation. Snowball and Doppelganger will go and avoids that Snowball, but there's the Ice Shards. There's the Phantom Rush. He doesn't even need it. Earth Spike on it, too. The Lightning Storm Split Earth, and Nushim gets the double kill with the help of Chibi with a fantastic rotation top lane. Union Gaming had a smart idea there, but that was disastrous. That freaking hurt, man. It hurt watching.
I mean, you can understand maybe they were looking to do a roll on forward, and you got to remember with the new Snowball, you could pick up your allies along the way. He opted not to do that. Dazzle didn't quite have that heal ready to go at the moment of impact, because, you know, if you're able to gather everyone, move in, we'll see. We already saw the effects earlier of what that big heal bomb can do, but it just, the timing wasn't right there for Union Gaming, and maybe they just overstepped themselves. Because of it, you saw the re-engagement, the counterplay coming out from Leviathan, and they come out big. For the second game straight, they're off to a really strong start. Now 6-1.
Yeah, I mean, I understand what they wanted to do. They wanted to leave Fishbone alone. He didn't need help to lane bottom, so they wanted to rotate elsewhere. Instead of putting pressure on mid or helping the Storm Spirit, having the Storm Spirit even get involved, which, by the way, he's trying to go to work on Shibby, but there's the splitter. Lightning Storm, I don't think they have enough damage, though. In fact, he's going to ball that in. Shibby in trouble. Pulse Nova. Lightning Storm not there, and he goes down to that last Overload proc and Remnant coming out from Storm Spirit Abuser, using his name wisely. But... Not even but. That's actually a huge kill. I don't know what else to say about that.
Yeah,
that's really important. It
was a big grab. He went for the re-engagement. Zebra was maybe just hoping to catch him with an Enchant Totem, but, you know, if he's an abuser, he knows how to abuse the ability of Ball Lightning, just hopping and bopping in and out, avoiding any sort of side catch, and knows when it's the right time to engage.
Oh,
comes
my
out
God,
big there.
Stack he's got.
He's got this huge, fatty, delicious, succulent stack. He's going to burst on through here. Look at all the money coming in. Power Tread's now complete, plus a near additional 800 gold on top of it.
Yeah, that's huge. Shredder will be the one to take over the enemy jungle, rather the Dire jungle for now, as he is able to do so with, of course, level 4 Spirit Lance. He's got his Juxtapose as well. He's doing a nice job farming it up. He's got 1,000 gold. We'll see if he goes for an early Yasha, an early Lads, an early Bottle. He actually already has one. early piece of travel. There's a lot of options for a Phantom Lancer in Dota, so I think seeing what his itemization is pretty important. So that's great. How is the anti-mage doing, though? Where is he at? He's got a full Perseverance and Treads at 9 minutes in. So his Battle Fury is not far off, and it's looking like 12 minutes Treads Battle Fury, and that's a fantastic timing with everything that's been going on.
And they're happy with the way this game is pacing at the moment. And Leviathan can't be too happy. It's time for them to kind of step it up. They've gotten level 6 on their Pudge. Lion has his finger ready to go. He's actually almost level 7 at this point. It's time to put these skills to use here and see if they can try to grab anyone. He's walking down this mid lane. Moe, he's trying to already sidestep. Whoop, whoop, they're going to fake hip, hip. Decides to charge on forward instead with the Rot. Now the rotations come in. Jenkins could be in trouble, but there's a fissure to help him out. Barricade doesn't block him off, but the snowball comes through with an uppercut and punch. Will end up going down. He is teasing and tantalizing Moe, but they do a good counter rotation in and get the kill.
Yeah, but Jenkins just being too far forward there, didn't have too many heroes. And the Fissure actually missed on 2 of those heroes. It was only hit on the Dazzle, and that's not nearly enough. So they lose the Jenkins Pudge. This allows Fishbone to farm elsewhere freely. Shredder's farming in the jungle currently. I will say Nusham is very close to a Blink Dagger. He has been given a lot of room to work with, and this Pudge, unfortunately, is not given much. He's the ward bitch, if you will. He is level 5. He's going to be hitting 6 soon, which is great, but Nusham, they have to have this Blink Dagger pay off, and he actually might be in trouble. If they kill him before that Blink comes out, that's disastrous. They're going to head bottom for Fishbone. They have a Smoke and Deceit gank ready to go. Maybe look for a hook. Maybe go for a Fissure first. But Fishbone, oh, he blinks away. They have to work even harder for this kill now.
Is he going to stretch for it? Oh, my! He got him! He got him as he was curving to the left. What a catch from Jenkins.
That was a sick hook. I'm not even going to lie. That was pretty impressive. There was not much vision there, if any at all. That was impressive.
That was nice. Yeah, we look at the vision now. He caught him right here. And, you know, he could have ran straight south, and that would have not connected. But because he juked over there to the left side, he goes down. And look at this. Okay, mid lane now. The pressure comes in from Union Gaming.
Oh, he's there.
Yeah,
they're trying to juke and jive with all of these creeps. Kaze's going to put him under, but the Fissure Split Earth will connect just on the edge. And that's a hook, and Jenkins finds an easy kill there. That was a bit easier than the hook he found bottom. That's they teed it up for him.
Good setup there. The stuns coming through Splitter, Fissure, lock them in place, and unfortunately Union Gaming have to let their support go. And this is another, that's 2 denied towers now for Leviathan. That tier 1 bottom, now mid. That's lots of gold being taken away from Union Gaming, and that was gold that's supposed to be funneled towards his anti-mage. So he goes down, loses out on that gold, and he has to just get right back into the grind. He's back on bottom lane. And he'll just continue to push on forward, trying to finish out that Battle Fury. But it's Leviathan's time to gank. Hook caught again. Jenkins grabs that one, gets the bite. He's farting away right on his ass. And, well, here comes a nice Shallow Grave save, but he's got nowhere to run. He's going to get stunned. He's slowing it down. He's got the snowball. And dead. He goes down, and it's Jenkins who gets the kill.
Jenkins casually turns Roshan before he gets snowballed. That's an easy kill. He was at 1 HP because of the Shallow Grave, so... Another great kill, good rotation from Leviathan. I mean, they did gank Fishbone once, so that's fantastic, but he still is getting closer and closer to that Battle Fury. Shredder is now going to take over bottom lane, who has Treads. I think he has another item coming out of Blade of Alacrity. It looks like we don't know if he's going to Fusel Blade first, or if he's going to be going for a Yasha. I'm inclined to believe, because he went for the Treads, that he is going to go to Fusel first, but I'm not quite sure about that. It's up in the air. So if you want a Yasha, you want to farm a bit further, you want to kind of stay out of fights, you go for that Fusel Blade, you want to fight. And the way Leviathan are playing now, they want to fight, but is it 4 protect 1, or is it all 5 going in?
We'll have to see. I do want to apologize through this game. I haven't said much about Maut, but OBS has been acting up, continuously just randomly disconnecting with a quick reconnect, which means with that 2-minute delay, there's a 2-minute downtime on the stream. Dota TV should be all good and save face, and I'm going to, of course, keep these VODs intact, recording at all times, but unfortunately OBS apparently has the measles today or something. I don't know what the hell's going on, but hopefully it'll be smooth sailing as much as possible. Just want to put out a small apology, but you're not missing much action in the downtime. Leviathan back into the grind. They, you know, we were calling out for them to kind of step it up once their level 6s came together, and they have certainly lived up to that, but we'll see if Union Gaming can retort on their own. Kaze caught out. Blink in, coming out from Nusham. He picks it up, shiny new. Gets the Hex, gets the stun. The Fissure's there. Shibby actually is trapped in his own Fissure. And Jenkins, yep, doesn't need the hook. They get the kill with the Leshek from the high ground. Shibby secures that one with the Split Earth.
Nusham was like, I want to use my finger, but they were like, no, we have Split Earth, we have hook. You don't need to use it, so. Really good from Lucian to hold off on that ability. Again, a support kill, that's nice. Mid lane, Storm Spirit Abuser is going for a Bloodstone, and I think that's the right play because obviously the way that they have to deal with the Storm is it's so huge, and Bloodstone will keep him alive without having to go for the Lucian is going to find Monet. Wow, that Earth Spike just barely hit. Splitter will kill him before he can get the Grave off. They'll try to take down Lucian, but he's got bigger. He'll get it off. Now here comes the Echo Slam. The Enchant Totem. See you later, Almin. They'll get the kill, 2 for nothing, and barely surviving is Lucian, and he TPs. No, he actually blinked away, and it's not gonna, he doesn't want to TP. He's going to walk home.
That was way too close to cover for Nushin right there. A good lead-in from him. Sets up the quick and easy kill on the Dazzle before Grave can come out, as mentioned. And it looked like he was going to have to be the sacrificial trade. Which is not that bad considering what Leviathan are getting out of it, but it works out in their favor. A good sidestep, and, well, the quick-to-action call from Leviathan, they save him. He's barely able to skate away. Jenkins is flirting around this mid lane, but doesn't decide to pull the trigger on any sort of catch and decides to head back to his base. So it's Leviathan looking to maybe secure this tier 1 tower top lane. It's already pretty damn low, almost near deny range. And now it is, so they're going to actually get their own deny. So deny is all over the place. Jump in after a smoke, going to get the pullback. Zebra should be taken care of here, will go down. It's going to be Storm Spirit Abuser who grabs that one.
Yeah, but that's smoke to see for just a last or second to last in net worth, second to last in levels Earthshaker. They don't really care that much about him. If they'd killed Chippy, that would be huge. And they're still chasing after him. His Bloodstone is just a recipe away from completion. So that is a huge kill if they can find it. Instead, they'll look for Shredder, which is also a huge kill. And he is going to Fusel Blade, by the way. He can Doppelganger if necessary. A lot of pressure being put here on the enemy jungle as Union Gaming will rotate in. They won't find anything other than that Flying Zebra Earthshaker. And Jenkins, I think, is saving up for a Blink Dagger. He's got 1,600 gold. Not much else you could really save for at this point other than that Blink Dagger, I think.
Yeah, Blink Dagger seems to be the best bet. Maybe you're going against a Clockwork. You'll step it off for something like a Force Staff instead. But I think that a Blink Dagger seems to be the suited fit. You know, don't always have to count on a hook. You can always just blink in, get the setup bite, regardless of a BKB, let's say, or not. And sometimes you need that against a little AM who's just so good at quickly popping out. So we'll see if he's able to kind of throw it together. It's top lane where there's the pressure. Union Gaming trying to get the push to take down this tier 1, but still plenty of life. Jenkins shows up, bottles up. Is he going to go for the blind hook? Woo! Skims right on the back end side there. They have the no vision. Oh, they have no vision. That is a Radiant Ward. He'll check it out. Yep, they're completely in the dark. He was fishing for that one.
Good Shadow Poison.
Going for our next one. Sees Kaze. Oh, and he's going to get disrupted himself. They're converging here. Ice shards fly. Now they're going to just second guess. Go on to Zebra instead. While the pull through from Storm Spirit. Jenkins turns back with a bite, but he goes down with the heal. And now with that, it ends up being the one-man drop. Make it 2 with the takedown of Zebra. They followed up with a Zebra kill. Shredder looking to move in. Can they get him? They can. They get the finish up. Nusha draining the man on the back inside. Ends up being a 2 for 2. Gets a nice stun. They're going to get the kill on Kaze. Ends up working out to the better of Leviathan. Can they make it 4? Fishbone already, though, full mana and life nearly. He's going to be able to just easily walk away. So the dust settles. 3-2.
Yeah, that Shivy was not there until the tail end of that fight, and I was wondering where their damage was. I was wondering where Leviathan were. That was where. Shivy was walking in. He didn't TP in. His Bloodstone was faring out on the courier. He wasn't able to fight. Had he gotten the Bloodstone there and gotten a couple of kills, he's up to maybe 10 Bloodstone charges. Some really good Earth Spikes from Nushin. That was some great stuff, but it's just not enough when you're fighting 4 versus 5. They were able to dive the tower. Jenkins getting closer to the Blink Dagger did end up falling. Diffuser Blade now completed for the Phantom Lancer. On the other side for Union Gaming, they also pick up the Bloodstone for Storm, but he didn't have it in the fight as well. And Anti-Mage did get out scot-free. He's going to get closer to what I imagine will be a Manta style next. And then after that, who knows what he goes for. But he's not really out farming this PL. He got this Battle Fury, and now maybe he starts getting a bit further ahead. But he's only about 1,000 net worth ahead, which I think it should be more at this point, honestly.
So it looks like we're still going strong in the world of Dota TV, but some sort of connection and handshake between OBS and Twitch not working out too well. So we'll keep going, and I just hope it comes up because we're still alive and well in the TV. But top lane, here comes an engagement. Storm Spirit jumping right in, Focus Fire, able to rid of the Lion before he can get anything off. Shredder very low, has to retreat, back it away. Union Gaming might disengage with that, or not. They'll heal up, reposition, and look to finish out this tier 1. I think Leviathan should consider stepping back. Without a proper setup, they don't have Jenkins nearby. He's pushing down mid lane. It's not their time to fight, so they should just step out, and it is going to be Union Gaming clearing out the tier 1.
The Storm Spirit is becoming abusive, and Almine on the Tusk is having a great game as well. It's just a classic Tusk plays, classic Storm plays, and with the Bloodstone, they clearly want to fight now, and it seems to be working out. So really good play from Union Gaming. I mean, they only get the tower and they only get the lion kill, but anything to make sure that they feel uncomfortable in their own jungle, I think that's fine. Leviathan does not want to have to go in their jungle alone. They have some great observer wards here, and they're gonna find it with a Century Classic. I'm going to go ahead and start up my XSplit. I'll have a backup stream on BTS 2.
I have XSplit as well, but I didn't have everything, all the fancy overlays and everything set up. Not anticipating that there would be OBS freaking problems here, and I don't want to technically stop it because it might stop the recording as well.
You just keep going. I'll put it on.
I'm just going to keep going, and in my head I'll be just freaking out and cursing at OBS for this one, but it is what it is. So we charge on in, 15-7 now. Leviathan about to get maybe another break for themselves. Jenkins looks like he just finished up that Blink Dagger. It should be on flight. Here it is. So he gets it in hand. Are they going to look to utilize it? Do they have a smoke? They do. It's on Zebra. They could pop it here and maybe look to get this Tusk on bottom lane. Could be an easy grab. There's somewhat help nearby. Storm Spirit with full mana. Could make a jump in as a follow-up here. Uh-oh. Jenkins goes to the high ground. They scout him out with the ice shards. And he'll just continue to wait. And now the blink is good, and he blinks out from trouble. So they don't get their opportunity for a pick-off. Still just kind of eyeballing where the best spot would be.
Right now, they're going to converge on bottom. Almine might be the target. Oh, just kidding. It's Monet. They finger him up. They hex him. They get the urn up. And Snowball is not there to save him. It was close. They're backing away. They know they have to come towards him. This is a bait into a bad situation for Almine. The Warrior's Punch will go, but there's the Fisher. Nushim won't die just yet. They get up the Dismember. That'll be a double kill for Jenkins with his newly minted Blink Dagger.
All right, so it doesn't take long for them to really get the juices going. And they're able to get good work with that Blink Dagger. So now Union Gaming put back down again in a bind. I know everyone's messaging me. The stream is down. I'm well unaware. I know, OBS. Thank you, everyone.
I'm working on it. We're all working on it, everybody. It's gonna be back up soon. For those of you watching in Dota TV, thanks for watching. 3K net worth, 3K gold rather in the Storm Spirit. He is saving up something. I don't know what it's gonna be, but we're grabbing it soon. Tier 1 tower bottom finally taken care of. That is Shibby grabbing it with his Edict. 9 Bloodstone charges, Voidstone, the beginnings of who knows what, but they're going to fight top lane. Fishbone caught out, hook onto the Storm Spirit of User Echo Slam. They want to bring him down, and they do. He just got that Bloodstone, now down to 6 charges. Blink forward, Jenkins can't find Kaze. Fisher not there either. Now they're going to blink away with Fishbone. Does he got to blink on Jenkins? He does not. And it looks like Fishbone will make it away.
Yep. Maybe a potential follow-up, but no, that's not happening there. Roshan back waiting on his high ground book. But Shibby getting a kill elsewhere. Sorry, my head not quite in the game, unfortunately, but they get the grab there, make it 2 all day. Now 19-7. Leviathan continue to muscle this way. They're going to be walking away with a 2-0 series and advancing to the next round here. BTS America, hook on mid lane, not going to catch. Almost lined up, but we'll end up grabbing the creep instead. So they're just showing Union Gaming. The pressure is always there. And we're looking to kind of keep it that way. We don't want this anti-mage to continue to farm up. And they're looking to do a bit of same what we saw in the last game against the Gyrocopter. They always have this PL to fall back on. He already has his Diffusal. Looks like he's going to be going for the Yasha next, as he already has the Blade of Alacrity. So they're in good standing. You know, as long as they don't hand over too much to this Storm and or AM.
Yeah, the BKB for Storm is definitely going to be a big... Oh, hook coming in from Jenkins on the Kaze. They blow him up in a second. And now they're going to throw up the Spirit Lance and a Monet. He'll get chased down by one of these illusions. Jake, you're looking for another hook. He's got it in 1 second. Almine in trouble. They get Monet. Jenkins just hits him while he's standing still right in the back of the head. They get 2 quick kills. Jenkins becoming a quick menace now.
They're picking out as in maybe they have a ward there or something. Because maybe he felt like it was a good position in the dark, but that's not the case. Just when you think it's safe, that hook comes flying out of nowhere, and next thing you know, you're dead. So with it, Leviathan charge down this mid lane with the help of Ega coming out from Shibby's Leshrac. They'll be able to clear it out in no time. And now the map continues to be constricted that much more for Union Gaming. It looks like they're en route to cut off this Storm Spirit. If they predict he's farming this camp, they could get him.
Yeah, this could be big. They go up the other way, though. They're taking the safe route. They're going to go back in close to that tier 2 tower. I do want to point out that if we are having issues, I have a backup stream on BTS 2, by the way. Storm Spirit Abuser caught out. Dismember will go through. They've got a hook ready to go. There's the Earth Spike. They have to use the hook. He doesn't have the mana. Finger comes up. They don't even need it. They get the kill without it. The last couple of right clicks down the Earn Charge. And that'll do it. That is another Storm Spirit death. He's down to 4 Bloodstone charges. Dakota, he just bought the goddamn thing. And it's already turning out to be not necessarily useless, but it's problematic.
Yeah, this is not what you want. Talk about having he has to play more defensive, but if you kind of put that aside, go for more of an offensive build-up, and then it turns out to not work, and you're really in a bind. And now he's stepping off. He's like, okay, I got to get the BKB. It's one component away, but this could be the longest grind of this game, or what could feel like the longest grind, trying to get that BKB finished. And who knows what Leviathan are going to be able to scrap together by that point. And, I guess we don't have to wait very long. He actually has
BKB got it. We were not paying enough attention to this game to realize how many components he had. That's, I think, on both of us dealing with certain stream issues. Yeah. I have posted in Twitch chat. Hopefully they will come and make it to BTS 2 as we get BTS 1 and back up.
I also did manage to go back live, you know, quote on that one, hopefully. So hopefully even the BTS 1 stream should be coming back up in just a moment. But thank you so much for your backup support. Something I wasn't banking
I mean,
on.
I'm assuming this is the BTS 2 stream. David gave me a stream key eyes for BTS 2. I'm assuming that's the one.
Freaking figures, right? Like, I've been streaming the past couple of days. No problems. No DCs, nothing. And then my first day to go ahead and take the reins of streaming and casting, OBS is like, no.
I feel you.
I'm going to crash here.
Uh-oh, this could be a big kill. Shibby, he's going to Yules himself up into the air. He'll stay alive for now. He's actually just going to TP out. Smart play. Good stuff, Shibby. Yep, he did a little G from Storm Spirit Abuser. He's dancing.
We're back up. Oh, I'm getting a host. They just hosted your channel, but I should be going back up in live now. But oh well.
We got two points of coverage, man. It's like ESPN.
Yeah. Oh well. Here we go. Bottom lane. Shredder moving in for tier 2. But he decides to step back and away. Union Gaming clearly very flustered at this point. You can just see by the way they're moving around, not really coming together at this point when maybe they should, but they know that also at the same time they got to get their own farm. They got to get themselves back into this game, but it's just not going to be easy. I mean, what is the comeback point? After Tusk completed out that drums, we haven't really been able to see a whole lot from him. Hopefully, you know, trying to put together a blink, but seems a bit of ways off. And you look at the other side, Jenkins, who's in that kind of same role, already has his blink, now has a force complete, a bottle DD. It's just all the greatest things in life. So
I mean, you know what the real issue is? It's just the supports aren't scaling for Union Gaming, whereas for Leviathan, the supports and the offlane are scaling fantastically. We have an Earthshaker with a blink now. Lions had his blink for ages. They're going to use up the Storm Spirit. He does have his BKB, and he will use it. But that is a 10-second BKB charge used, and rightfully so. He did not want to get caught out and lose even more Bloodstone charges. Would have been down to, what, 1 price. It would have been problematic. Shredder is getting chased down by these Manta illusions. Be careful. Meanwhile, there's the Earth Spike Finger. They don't have enough damage to kill Monet. He can grab himself. Nushim is caught out. A little too aggressive there. He'll go down. Okay. All right.
Get over ambitious. Can't get too cocky in this kind of a game when you go too far. But hey, good on Union Gaming. Ask him to stick together a bit, and because they had allies and friends nearby, they're able to kind of turn things right around. Your lion goes down, but it's just a lion. It's just a lion, and he's already got his blink dagger. So not going to be too caught off from that. Roche is still up. Not really easy Roche game for either team. If you really look at it, maybe Dazzle, but he doesn't have a medallion, so it's not the easiest thing ever. You look at the other side, and there's no medallion between the Lion or the Earthshaker either, so it's something that's just going to possibly be put off. And well, I say that, but Union Gaming are certainly hanging out near the pit like they want to do something about it.
They need something, and an Aegis certainly would do the job there. This opponent can honestly just solo this. He has a Vlads. I don't know if he needs any help here. It would take a long time, obviously, but you can go to work, have the rest of them sit, and really good positioning. There's a hook on Fishbone. They got to get it Dismember. Fisher comes out, Dismember. Splitter comes through. Echo Slam. Fishbone's going to go down. They get the grab off on Storm Spirit Abuser, but Shibby still going to work, trying to stand and deliver. That is a BKB up Storm Spirit. Now it's down. Yules is going to come up. Shibby. Split Earth will go and does connect, but great defensive disruption. However, Kaze gets a Chant Totem. There's the Fisher. Walrus Punch does bring down Jenkins. Shibby now running low on mana. He's actually out of it. He's got a Glimmer Cape, but he's like, what do I do? I have 12 Bloodstone charges, but I'm not regenning up fast enough. Monet and Storm Spirit Abuse are trying to get out. Flying Zebra trying to juke through Monet. There's the Sentry Ward, the Glimmer Cape coming in. Ice Shards come through. Snowball, they want Zebra. Will they find him? Do they have Laura's Punch? I don't think they need it. Great Enchant Totem coming through. They get the Hex up. The Finger could come out from Nusham. They need an Earth Spike. They'll find it. Mana Drain. Finger comes out. They take him down. Double kill for Shibby. And they defend the Roche taking. Meanwhile, Shredder was going to the tier 3 tower, taking hits. The Storm Spirit is out of mana. He couldn't quite find the kill. And Shredder will make it away.
Oh, just all once again working out well for Leviathan in the end here. Shibby coming out a big breadwinner on top of it. Just a bit of a hot mess, almost, there for Union Gaming. Just kind of split all apart, and very convenient there for Lion to have that extra bit of burst at the end. So right back into the grind, now 26-9. Leviathan looking to take over this game, pushing closer and closer now towards that 7,500 net worth lead advantage. Maybe they themselves eyeballing the Roche. Fishbone nearby. They don't have the vision, but I mean, I wouldn't count out that Jenkins could just blink up on the high ground and be welcomed with an opportunity to kind of lead in with a bite or a hook. So they're playing aggressive, and it seems to be paying off for them.
Yeah, this is, I mean, it's 26-9, so I don't know. It's just Union have really, after like a Snowball and a jumper from Storm Spirit with his BKB and an Anti-Mage's Manta style, they don't have much after that. There's so much more sustain for Leviathan. Shredder is constantly dealing damage. The Blink Earth Spikes, the Blink Fissures, and not to mention, obviously, Jenkins hitting hook after hook. It just feels as though Leviathan are on another level in this particular game because of the items they have, because of the way they've scaled. Now, maybe later down the road, more BKBs come out for Union Gaming. Shibby becomes less effective. They don't do as much with their hooks. But as of right now, I mean, they're going to get Roche. They're going to get an Aegis. And that's going to be that. Leviathan, I'm sure, will give it to Shredder. The signal will come in, however. It'll be annoying for a moment.
Oh! They got the hook with an instant Hex after. Fishbone is in trouble if they can finish him off. This would be devastating. Can they get him? They can. Right as he's about to blink. He's out 75 seconds now. It cost them their Aegis immediately, but they also were able to bring down the Dazzle. Now, a big two-man stun for Nusham. Catches both him, Kaze, the Tusk. They hit the deck. They go down. Double kill for Jenkins. Leviathan on fire this series so far. They wipe out 4. They lose nothing but the Aegis. 30-10.
That was good. Shibby, of course, going down there. He did lose his Aegis, but he's more than happy with that. Shredder, he unfortunately was left out to dry. He took a lot of damage from the Snowball Ice Shard combo onto 3 of those heroes, and Shibby was the only one that was going to survive that. So Shibby comes back to life. He has 18 Bloodstone charges. He's getting to that point where the Bloodstone charges are making him feel really comfortable in terms of his mana management. So Shibby is going to be a force to be reckoned with. Luckily, though, they do keep up the Storm Spirit alive on the side of Union. He gets to 7 Bloodstone charges. He has to use another BKB charge, though, and it just feels like they're barely hanging on for dear life, Dakota, because the Anti-Mage goes down again after a great hook from Fishbone. He's struggling to find a BKB, which he has that Ogre Club, obviously, but that's it, man. Like, all that Leviathan really need to do is maybe wait for another Roshan and just push into the base and hopefully find these hooks from Jenkins. They've done a great job of it so far.
Yeah. But just knowing Leviathan's playstyle, I don't think they're much of a team to just kind of wait around for
No,
Roche.
I don't think so.
Jenkins is going to get impatient. He's going to be like, maybe I can find a big hook here.
Well, that could be the way to Union Gaming get back into the game. I mean, maybe they get too impatient. Jenkins goes for something crazy and he gets converged on and he dies. Or Shibby does the same thing and he loses Bloodstone charges. It's right now how patient these teams, well, in particular Leviathan, want to play.
We'll see how the story plays out. For now, it's all Leviathan all day, but it feels like a game that it's on them to lose or win. So we'll see. Clearing out mid and continue to just kind of keep up the hustle farm. Same you could say for Union Gaming here. Fishbone now has his top lane to work with. Already finished out, of course, your Manta, your Battle Fury. And to add to this Axe bunch, he's got his Ogre Club. And what I imagine being a BKB. So it's just one of those things. You don't want to have to get a BKB on AM or a Storm Spirit, but this is a game where you just got it. Situations like that, you get caught with a hook. That Hex setup thereafter was just wonderful from Nusham.
Yeah, Nusham has been my MVP of this game so far. As great as Jenkins has played, as great as all of these players for Leviathan have played, it's really been the double Earth Spikes that have been, I think, fight-winning and almost game-winning. I think also a hold that thought is how he's going to jump down. Echo Sled comes in. They have the Grave. Snowball will go first, though. Jenkins looking for a hook. He won't find Monet. He sidesteps it nicely. There's the Glimmer Cape coming out as well. Fishbone running in. Flying Zebra gets mana voided in the air and comes down. His corpse flies down to earth. Jenkins will force Staff away. They will take that tier 2 tower bottom, though, while that's all happening. I think for Union Gaming, they wanted to hit their BKB stride together. They wanted to get the BKB for the AM as well as the Storm Spirit at roughly the same time, but that's just not been the case. Their power curve hasn't been necessarily on the same level, I guess you could say.
Storm jumping in, possibly to trouble, gets hexed up, brought down. He can't even get his BKB off. Again, Nusham, just a quick catch of the hex. Maybe a bit of over-ambition there from your Storm Spirit, but now on the run, Kaze self-yules, trying to avoid out the Spirit Lance, but it's just Shibby actually using up his sweet dinner treat that he ends up eating up right thereafter. Swallows up and gobbles down this little Shadow Demon. And Jenkins caught out in the backside of a barricade here, managed to blink, he's on the chase. Can he get the catch? Nope. Nice little sidestep.
Nice shoot, yeah.
Coming out from your Tusk, he waits in the high ground. Nice shards, doesn't block him backing away. Uh-oh, Shredder cutting him off at the pass. Doppelganger, there's a snowball. Where's Jenkins? He's going out for someone else. They're trying to catch out Purple. Dazzle. And Jenkins ends up coming right back, engages, takes down the Tusk anyways. Ends up being a 3-man drop all day, starting with the Storm, then Shadow Demon thereafter, and then finishing it out with the Tusk. Leviathan continue to get more and more.
This Storm Spirit might be a Storm Spirit abuser, but he's playing too aggressively. He's trying to do everything for his team, and it's just not working out. They've gotten caught one too many times. They're going to get caught again for Fishbone. They don't have Finger. I'm not sure he needs it. Grave does get off nicely. There's the slow up. They use the Diffusal Blade. He doesn't have enough mana for Blink. That's how you know you're struggling, but they do get a great Glimmer Cape off, and BKB goes. Nusham is going to get caught, and that'll be a kill. It's a Bloodstone charge at the very least, and that they turned something in. They turned nothing into something at the very least coming out for Union Gaming, so there's that.
Nusham just like, he thought that maybe if he got to the high ground and got a quick sight of this AM, he could just burst him down with a quick stun, but AM quick react, gets his own BKB off, and they just turn it right back on him. And they do get up with a support pick. It's a little something, but they're going to need a lot more. Pressure continues to come from the northern side of their base. They're tier 3, just getting etched down little by little. Then on mid lane, Leviathan just kind of keeping all lanes pressured on forward and waiting out for that Roche to maybe help secure breaking into the high ground. It's not the easiest high ground to break into. You have that Storm Spirit who continues to jump from fountain side with the big burst of damage, clearing out your creep waves. Tusk can block and be a bit difficult to handle with the ice shards flying. Dazzle in a good spot with an early offensive or defensive weave can kind of put things in a bit of a sticky situation. So Leviathan want to be as comfortable as possible before they try to put a lid on this game.
Yeah, they want to get a pick before they go for Roche, if they are waiting for it, which they probably should. There's no tier 2 towers to take. Just keep the lanes pushed out. Maybe even go for a smoke play or two and try to find kills. But more than anything, just make sure you secure Roshan. Get Shibby the Aegis. He's one of the best Aegis carriers in the game. This is, I think, only the second Roche, so Shredder will not be able to get the cheese. He's going to have a Scotty soon, though, so that's fine. They'll be tanking enough as it is. But it looks like they don't want to wait. They want to force back out Mine, and they're going to try to go for a tier 3 push. At least that's what it's shaping up to be. They might just be pushing in mid and then heading back towards Roche, which is not up anytime soon. They'll have someone TP home. That'll be Shibby to defend. I really don't know, man. I think the Storm has not had the impact that he's needed to be successful in this game. I think Fishbone, you can say the same thing about him. And unless they have a miraculous fight, I don't know if they really... The good thing is the BKB is there for Fishbone, and that might be enough for them to survive.
Oh, Storm... Alright. Oh my! Catches the hook after the leap, but he's still able to leap away. I don't even know if that was intentional, but my god, Jenkins, he has been on his game with the hooking so far. Maybe if he was quick to react with a bite, it could have been something different, but...
That's so hard, though.
Understandable. I mean, that's like trying to, be a gunslinger, you shoot a quarter in the air, so...
Yeah.
Storm's able to make it away, but definitely, probably needs to change his pants.
I mean, Jenkins has to be Clint Eastwood in, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly for that hook and dismember. He's going to have that type of gunslinging skill. He's just not... He's not there yet. He has to level up a little bit further. He's got to get in the zone. But he's been terrific this game. He's 9-4-5. He's a Solar Crest, for God's sakes. You throw that up on Shredder. Good luck killing him once he's got his Scotty. Doesn't have a BKB, though. I will say that much. His Scotty should be flying out. It is. And I mean, look at Shibby, though, man. God, is he farmed. Surprisingly, though, not the most farmed of the game. That is the anti-age. But it might be a little bit too late. This is where you want the AM to be, but the rest of his team is just not there. Not even close, in fact.
Yeah. It's a lot of weight on the shoulders of this AM. But they're going to certainly try to make it work. Oh, they're smoking. I love this move coming out. They're going to charge right on forward. They'll run to Zebra. Instant disruption. As Storm goes in, there's a breakout fight to the north, but we'll keep action here. KotLGuy going to get cut out with a quick hex stun. Now they move on to Nushim. Nushim should be bursted down. Will go down. They pop the dust to catch out Shibby, who tried to go into a Glimmer Cape. Now stuck in the middle, but he continues to dish out huge damage. Mana Void. Wrecks house, but now it's also going to be Shredder's time as he clears out the backstaff. Both supports are going to be going down.
All right.
Jet gets securing one of them. Now it goes forward. Hook, anticipating a possible blink, but it's just way too far at that point. And when it clears out, a 2-for-1 trade, still an advantage. Oh, 2 for 2? Yeah, you're right.
If he died, he just instantly respawned.
Yeah, that Bloodstone. You're right. Oh, man, 2 for 2.
Big,
a good trade for Union Gaming.
Yeah, Shibby going down is terrific, and that is the fight that they needed to take all game, and they finally could. Leviathan were split up. They couldn't quite converge and make sure that Anti-Mage and Spoon were out of the fight. Shibby, I think he Yules himself at the beginning, or Yules somebody else. He didn't have it ready to go. He had Glimmer Caped, and that was it. They will find Almine mid. Walrus Punch will come out, but I do not see him surviving. Shibby's even going to TP in onto a illusion. And so Almine is dead for 58. That's actually a huge pick, because guess what's up right now, Dakota?
Roche.
That might be it.
Oh, yeah, and they got Jenkins with a Solar Crest. It'll be pretty easy to do this time.
Yeah.
And as they move on in there, this is one of the few opportunities where Union Gaming could take a fight where they might be able to be the aggressors. You know, you could dream for your Grand Theft Aegis Storm Spirit snag, and then they turn the fight right around. But now without a Tusk on hand, they don't want to obviously commit the buyback for it. Doesn't look like there's going to be any contention in this pit. Leviathan will be able to secure an easy Aegis grab. Jenkins trying to be the bouncer here. No crossing the Velvet Rope. Not without an ID. It's going to be an Aegis snagged up from Shibby.
If Shibby had an Aegis last fight, I don't know if they get any extra kills, but at the very least, at least he doesn't go down. He loses those Bloodstone charges. He probably does get at least 1 or 2 kills. There's the Abyssal Blade for Fishbone. Here I am. This game's on him, man. The Storm Spirit as well. Like he's still at 7 Bloodstone charges. He's working on what I imagine a Hex probably for Storm, because, I mean, what else are you going to buy? Lincoln Sphere? Are you really going to go that defensive? I don't know. It's rough. I think Leviathan are making the right play. They're going to try to slow siege bottom, probably, but they do have to be careful. Storm Spirit's going to be able to push in top just fine. It's going to be interesting how they play this out here. We'll see if they continue or if they decide to pull back and defend top.
Yeah. Feels like this is the moment they've been waiting for. They got their Aegis. Now it's time. Let's see if we can breach high ground. Still feeling like they have a big advantage here. Blind. Hook not going to be getting the catch. Now KotLGuy dishing out the early poisons. Wants to try to slow them down. It's a big disruption, but it's not on who he would like. It's a little illusion, not going to matter a whole lot. Now the slow siege begins here. Test out Union Gaming's high ground defense. Zebra with just a casual fissure. Won't fall through quite yet. Their top lane is getting pushed in, though.
Yeah, Storm TP'd back. I don't know if they noticed, though. They should see Storm here in just a moment. And yeah, they will. And so they know that he's not top anymore, so they shouldn't worry too much. Good Fisher coming out. Blink Hook coming in from Jenkins. They'll find Monet. They're going to jump in, though. Shredder's going to get pulled in. He's going to get silenced as well. There's going to be the Abyssal Blade. Glimmer Cape, Mana Void, they bring him down. Fishbone and Storm Spirit standing and delivering. Aegis now expended on Shibby as well, but there's the BKBs expended. Jenkins, no Force Staff. He's got nothing, and he's done. 3-for-1 trade. Great defense coming up from Union Gaming. They're not dead yet. Ball lightning further. He's out of mana. Shibby, he's got to do this all on his own. He can bots away. Ice Shards will go. He'll try to TP out. The Shadow Poison Vision back.
No!
Not there, but they get the disruption, and Shibby is going to fall. The Hex on Storm Spirit Abuser, but he's dead. And he's down to 9 Bloodstone charges as well, Dakota. Oh, boy.
Biggest fight of the game so far for Union Gaming, and just the ticket they needed to get themselves back into this one. Getting pretty damn close to what could be almost considered square even at this point. You're looking at Leviathan coming into this fight, had the Aegis advantage, had the power curve. They led in with a good hook to execute the Dazzle, so he wasn't even a factor. But I guess maybe since they committed a whole lot in the Dazzle, they left Shredder wide open, and that's exactly when Union Gaming pounced. They got the good grab onto the PL, and they eliminated him before he could even breathe. Quick Abyssal work, quick jump from Fishbone pays off.
Yeah.
Union Gaming, they're right back in the mix.
Yeah, they clear up Shredder through Abyssal, right click, and other abilities. Mid avoid probably safe for Shibby. I'm not sure if he used it in that fight on Shibby. If he, I mean, like the Mawpex is pointing this out. The potential damage for a Mana Void on Shibby is 2024, theoretically. So
that's a lot.
That's a lot of damage. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to call it other than a shit ton.
Yeah.
So if you're Shibby, you have to be very careful. His Aegis is now gone. He's up to 9 Bloodstone charges instead of the 18 that he had previously. I almost think Shredder needs a BKB. Yeah, that's because he's gonna get orchided. He's gonna get pulled. He's currently getting locked down, and his doppelganger is not doing nearly enough. So I think Shredder needs BKB actually.
Looks like he's going to have to save it for later, though. He's going to be stepping off for what looks like a butterfly, already picking up the talisman. And, you know, obviously there's no MKB yet for Union Gaming. They're working towards a sheepstick.
Oh, there's smoke.
Oh, they move in. Leviathan are already out the back door, are they? Shredder moving
this
away.
This is a Lincoln Sphere pickup for Shibby. If he puts it on Shredder, this would be fantastic.
Put a ward. Now they know what's going on. They quickly ping it out, and it's gone. So their slight vision advantage already taken care of.
Oh,
his own
God.
ward. He's trapped for now.
He
does
know.
have the blink now. Oh, no. Nusha blinks in front of the hook. Gets it blocked. Kazi going to be saved with a very nice shallow grave. Can he make it out in a way or get anything off before he goes down? Even a Lotus Orb. He's good. He's good. He's going to run. They're going for Shredder. Pull back. Big Echo to fly from Flying Zebra. And with that, they're going to turn it around. Storm Spirit very low. And now Shibby unleashing his fury of the Leshrac kills out 3. And oh my God, Union Gaming are dead.
Oh my God. Shibby's Lincoln Sphere saved him from an Abyssal Blade. He yules up. They bait back. Shredder doppelgangers away. Sets up for the Echo Slam into 2-man Earth Spike into 3-man Split Earth. Are you freaking kidding me? Leviathan, when they need it most, they take the fight. And they're going to try to take at least some sort of building off the back end of this. Force out a buyback. Do whatever you freaking can. Just get a building or something, for God's sakes.
Not hard to push when you got a Lesh. He quickly wipes out these waves, and he is charging down the south side now. And this tier 3 is barely alive and well. They are going to have the Shadow Demon in about 5 seconds' time, but at that point, and the Glyph, can they stall out long enough? Are they going to use it? They're not. Oh, the Glyph comes too late. Oh, the tower already gets dropped. Rax is now exposed. Here comes Storm. Olympic jump as he TPs right back to base, just trying to dish out the damage, maybe clear out some of the creeps, but it is enough, at least for now, to pull Leviathan back.
They're getting permanent damage on this range Rax, and they might even get it too.
Yep. Oh.
Flying Zebra is going to come in. Fisher's a bit too late. Split Earth as well. Edict's back up and ready to go. I don't know if they should be this hasty. I mean, yes, you did just win that fight. I really think they want to force up this buyback from Anti-Mage, and I don't think there's any way he buys back, even if they lose this Rax. They're going to go in, and they're going to grab this range Rax, maybe even get the melee. But I think it's worth it to keep the AM buyback. I don't think the melee Rax isn't going to die. They'll keep it alive for now.
Yeah, maybe not as fruitful as Leviathan would like, but, you know, this came at the expense of a huge fight on the other side of the world. So, I mean, they had to travel long and far to even get to that kind of position. And it's not late enough into the game. The death timers are not going to be, you know, ridiculous. So,
yeah.
Union Gaming come back. They don't have to expend any extra pocket change to buy back. And, you know, they only lose a range Rax. I think
Look at that net worth graph, man.
Yeah.
It was swinging up there for a bit. And then a 5-man team wipe is all that it really takes. And now the real interesting thing is, does Shredder still go for the BKB now that they've picked up a Lincoln Sphere on the Leshrac? That's what I'm interested in. Because clearly, I think he needs the Lincoln Sphere for himself. Yes, the Abyssal Blade will go through a BKB, but I think I'd be very surprised. I mean, he probably just finishes up the Butterfly. But after that, sell your drum, get a BKB, get your second Diffusal upgrade, and go from there. I'd be very surprised to see Shredder not go for a BKB this game, even with his Scotty. By the way, they also have a heart on the Anti-Mage, in case you didn't see that pop up, so that's going to be tough to bring him down.
Yeah, he's pretty big. He's got the gauge. He's pretty damn swole. So, not going to be easy, even with the amount of lockdown that Leviathan can dish to break through that. 3.1k health on this AM. Pretty damn potent. But Leviathan, if the fight goes their way, we'll have to see. It's getting a bit trickier. I think they recognize that. They caught Union Gaming a bit out of position, overextending into a beautiful choke point that Leviathan easily capitalized on. And not all opportunities are going to be coming like that. Possibly a lesson learned if Union Gaming have their say. But Looks like they're going to have to take a second here. We'll get a bit of a pause. We've been fortunate up to this point. Don't have to deal with too many of these, but pretty damn close game. I still wouldn't even say it's all on Leviathan at this point. It could be just as easy Union Game's game with their own comeback. I mean, they still have, you know, some respectable vision. Not the best, but they got a little defensive ward here. Some up there. They can get the gist as far as where Leviathan are going to be moving. And I don't know. Maybe they hold out and try to make a contention at the Roche pit.
I think that's... I don't know if you can give away cheese and ages on the Leviathan and still win this game for Union Gaming. So I think you're absolutely right about that. I think Shredder needs to drop his drum for the cheese next time. He is, by the way, he purchased up the full butterfly. I'm not sure if you noticed or talked about that, but that is going to be the choice for Shredder. So he'll have a lot of evasion. He's got not only that, but he also has the Solar Crest to work with as well. Right. There's a Lotus Orb on Almine. He picked it up a while ago.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
And
I really like the Lotus Orb. I just got to say, like, it's one of those things like I've been getting for myself, and maybe just a lot of players not quite used to having to go against yet. And it's not the easiest to see. You can kind of see it, but when a fight breaks out and you got PL illusions all over the place, everyone's hopping around, Storm Spirit's going batshit crazy, he's got remnants on the ground. You can't see that Lotus Orb in the midst of all the chaos. And next thing you know, you're going to be casting Yules on yourself, a finger on yourself, who knows what. And
it's like Yules, Hex, Dismember, and a couple other things, and that's pretty much it.
So.
But that's still a lot to block, though, or reflect, I should say. It's not blocking. But
and it's also great at, you know, removing a Hex, saving an ally. Oh, Jenkins trying to do a cheeky little back hook right there.
That is a aggressive TP play from Storm Spirit Abuser. I mean, he cleared out the creep wave nicely, but still, like, there are a lot of heroes nearby. If he screws that up, he's dead. So. Roche respawn is actually perfectly timed for Union Gaming. There's no pick-off coming out from Leviathan. They're all top. And Jenkins has to clear up bottom. So this is a amazing time. If Union Gaming were to check Roshan right now, they could probably finish it up pretty quickly, too.
We'll see. Closest to the area, your Storm. Probably looking to just kind of farm up the jungle instead, but he's not going to find anything to farm up. So we'll see if they decide to head that way. They don't have the best as far as detection and vision. They could send I guess a little Tuska signal on that way, but aside from that, Storm, check it out? No, not checking it out.
No. He's too afraid. He's made too many mistakes this game. If he goes in there at the wrong time, he gets dismembered or something.
Yeah, fair enough. We'll have to see, though.
He went Shivas, which I think is a really good idea.
Yeah, certainly will help spread the AoE, rid of these illusions a bit, and of course the precious attack speed that Shredder is banking on to get the most out of his juxtapose. So with that, though, it's Leviathan already migrating towards the Roche side here. They should get vision soon, but so does Storm
good
now.
Remnant.
Yeah.
Good Remnant.
Storm sees it. He'll leave the Remnant there. Very a la EG taking on Not Today at Summit 3. We saw the same kind of play. Sumail jumped in, got a good snag, and took the game right back. But I don't know. Can Union Gaming pull a bit of the same? Leviathan are already on pace to catch out this Storm Spirit on bottom. But they blink in. Insta-Hex. Followed up with your stuns. Finger. Split Earth. Bite. God, there's nothing he can do. Just like, what the hell can I do? Nothing.
Yeah, Kaze needs a blink dagger. Monet needs a blink dagger, and they just can't find it. BKB for Fishbone fights breaking out. He has to blink away. Jenkins on the chase for Almine. Dismember is not available, but they get the Rot slow. They have the Hex as well. The Earth Bite. And they get the Split Earth. He's dead for a 72 with no buyback. You have the buyback in Storm. He doesn't want to have to use it. Meanwhile, Shredder is just going to town on Roshan. He's going to drop his drum. Will grab the Aegis from Cheese. Gets the Aegis, leaves the Cheese for frickin' who knows. Does ship even have room for it? No. So who picks this up? It's actually on the courier, I think? Yes.
Maybe Jenkins will hold it for now. I don't know. Zebra has a spot. They can always do the handoff kind of a play, but
put that plate mail down, Jenkins. You don't need that shit.
Yeah, but regardless, big fight. Leviathan don't risk just going to Roche right away. They see an opportunity to make a committed jump onto Storm, and they don't have the vision to see it coming. Monet caught with the lightning storm. Fissure follow-up. Disruption will be there to save. Kaze, can he step back for an additional save? He can't. Gets zoned back from Shibby. Now caught with a Yules and a finger again, and he goes down, and the Rex has been completed. Bottom lane completely wiped out. Leviathan continued this momentum. Now heading towards the mid lane. having this aegis advantage and already 3 off the playing field. Tusk will be back in about 10 seconds time.
What
Look
happened,
how
Union?
fast they rip through these structures. Shredder shredding it up. Storm forced to jump in, pops out the shallow grave. He gets knocked in the noggin from an abyssal coming out from Fishbone. And now the Echo fly through from Zebra. Not the biggest of damage, but they got the lockdown on Fishbone. Fishbone able to sidestep. No! Gets caught out. Going to be forced to buy back the bite. Holds him in place. Now it's Shibby. Moving in for the back, looking to clear out the rest. Oh, Tusk comes back. Tusk goes down.
Oh, Fishbone, no, he got stunned up. They X him up as well. He's just going to die to Shredder and his minions. They absolutely obliterate him, and that is it, Dakota. GG. Ugh. What happened? Union were doing great. They were coming back.
They had lots of opportunities, and it felt like a really good potential if they just kind of played the game out, but maybe they just didn't have enough, not an extra ward to keep a nice defensive, safety net, because the pressure came from Leviathan and they didn't seem to know it was coming. And you can't underestimate that team. I mean, did you see the freaking lockdown they put on that Storm, who has a BKB on the bottom lane? It was crazy. They converged so fast. It was like flies on shit. It was crazy.
The BKB's got too low in terms of duration, yeah, for sure.
Oh, man. So, with that, that's going to conclude our first series of BTS Americas. I know there were a couple of hiccups along the way. Maut cannot tell you how thankful and appreciative I am that you're able to bring up that secondary support stream. But if you wanted to catch all of the action from this game, I have been recording the whole way through, even with the streams going up and down. That will be uploaded, of course, to the BTS YouTube. But before I cut it up and make it a wrap, Maut, any final thoughts on this match? I know we have a lot to look forward to. Starting even tomorrow, we get to see finally Summoner's Rift. And then we also get to see, as I quickly try to switch screens, but no, of course, because OBS. But oh, thank you. Way 2 stack. We get to see the debut of the Way 2 stack go against the Boreal group. So should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm just looking forward to all of these American matches in general. Leviathan will be moving on, and that means they'll be playing against the winner of Complexity versus EGX. You have to imagine Complexity will win that series. That's their toughest test. The TI qualifiers, of course, in Complexity Gaming on their side of the bracket. That is a tough test for Leviathan. I'm certainly very excited to watch Summer's Rift versus Isurus Gaming. Summer's Rift are the heavy favorites in that matchup. Boreal versus Way 2 Stack, I honestly don't know. I'm excited to see what Way 2's team is gonna do, and of course Boreal, tried and true team that I've watched for a bit as well. So lots of great teams, lots of names that I know here in American Dota in general. Very excited to see what they can do. Shout out to Union Gaming, they played well. Obviously a new roster, a new lineup, maybe some awkward drafts, some couple of especially in that first game, but I think they could have a bright future if they stay the course, but that is the tough test in America, and South America and North America is staying the test. So, Dakota, thank you for having me. If you enjoyed, make sure you follow me at MautDota, and that's it for me.
All right, thank you again, Maut. Catch him over on his Twitter at MautDota. Maut Packs are wonderful stats, man. Catch him at Maut Packs. It's MOTPAX as opposed to our friendly Maut MAUT Dota. For myself, KotLGuy, you can catch me there. With that, we'll wrap up day number 1. We'll be back tomorrow with 2 best-of-3 series, starting at about, I believe, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Of course, that means it's going to be 2 p.m. Western. We'll catch you back for more action. And with that said, shout-outs to, of course, SendSpace and G2A and Alpha Draft for the sponsorship, and, of course, Squarespace. So, folks, take care. We'll see you soon.